There is a place in Japan at the very base of Mount Fuji where the trees grow so thick and tangled they seem to swallow all sound. Step inside and the world goes quiet. No birds chirping, no insects buzzing. Just a deep, unnatural silence that feels heavy like a blanket. This is Aokigahara, which beautifully translates to the Sea of Trees. But the world knows it by another, much darker name, the Suicide Forest. It's a place of profound sorrow, a labyrinth of twisted roots and volcanic rock. Legends claim it's a place where compasses spin wildly, failing to find north, and where modern GPS signals vanish without a trace. Visitors tie colorful ribbons to the trees, creating lifelines that trail off the beaten path. These aren't to find their way in, but to create a trail for others to find them, or to guide themselves back out from the disorienting woods. So why this forest? What is it about Aokigahara that gives it such a dark and powerful reputation? What transforms a simple sea of trees into a place of international infamy? Tonight, we're going to try and understand. We are unsealing the somber file on Aokigahara. The forest's dark reputation isn't a recent phenomenon. It's ancient, woven deep into the fabric of Japanese folklore long before it made modern headlines. To understand Aokigahara, you first have to understand the concept of Yūrei. In Japanese folklore, Yūrei are not just simple ghosts. They are the lingering spirits of those who died with a powerful, unresolved emotion, overwhelming anger, deep sorrow, or a burning desire for revenge. These spirits are said to be tied to the place of their death, unable to move on. And according to legend, Aokigahara is a place teeming with them. Folklore also tells a much grimmer tale, the story of Ubasute. It's a grim, heartbreaking practice from ancient times when famine and hardship were rampant. In these desperate periods, families would allegedly carry their elderly or sick relatives deep into a forest or up a mountain and leave them to die, believing it was a necessary sacrifice for the survival of the rest. While historians debate how widespread this practice actually was, the legend itself has stained the forest's reputation for centuries. The spirits of those abandoned souls, it is said, still wander the trees, their wails echoing in that unnatural silence. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the atmosphere in Aokigahara is undeniably heavy. Modern visitors, forest patrolmen, and even paranormal investigators have reported unsettling experiences. They speak of hearing disembodied whispers and wailing carried on the wind, seeing shadowy figures moving between the trees, and feeling an overwhelming, crushing sadness wash over them for no apparent reason. It's as if the sorrow of the past has seeped into the very soil, a lingering energy that visitors can still feel today. But the forest's modern tragedy began to take shape in the 20th century. In 1960, the popular Japanese author Seiko Matsumoto published a novel called Tower of Waves. In the story, a heartbroken heroine tragically chooses Aokigahara as the place to end her life. The book became a massive bestseller, and this romanticized depiction of the forest as a perfect place to die had a devastating and lasting impact. It seemed to cement the forest's destiny, combining its ancient, dark legends with a new, modern form of tragedy. The physical reality of the forest is just as grim as its legend. The ground itself is not soft earth, but sharp, uneven volcanic rock from Mount Fuji's last major eruption in the year 864. It is incredibly difficult to walk on, let alone dig into. The trees are so dense and uniform that every direction looks the same, making it incredibly easy to become lost just a few feet from a path. And what about those spinning compasses? Well, it's not entirely a myth. The volcanic soil is rich in magnetic iron, which can, in fact, interfere with compasses, especially older analog ones, causing them to behave erratically. Add to that the fact that the dense tree canopy often blocks GPS signals, and you have a recipe for disorientation. Once you step off the path, you are truly, frighteningly alone. The silence is absolute, broken only by the wind whistling through the branches and the chilling, heartbreaking sights left behind by those who came before. You might see a rope tied to a branch, a tattered backpack lying against a tree, or a single abandoned shoe. These aren't jump scares. They are quiet, somber reminders of real human tragedies. It is a place where the veil between the world of the living and the memory of the dead feels terrifyingly thin. So, what truly is Aokigahara? Is it a cursed land, forever haunted by the vengeful ghosts of Ubasute and the lingering sorrow of the Yūrei? Are the ancient legends true, creating a supernatural hotspot where the sadness of the past attracts the despair of the present? Or is it something more grounded in our reality, a place whose dark reputation has simply become a tragic, self-fulfilling prophecy amplified by popular culture and the isolating nature of the forest itself? The truth is likely a complex and heartbreaking mix of all these things. The file on Aokigahara isn't a mystery of crime or a classic ghost story. It's a profound mystery of the human heart, a story about how a place can absorb our sorrow and reflect it back at us. It's a land that seems to hold on to its sadness, a sea of trees that remains, to this day, unsealed. We post new investigations every single day. If you want to explore more of the world's most fascinating mysteries, subscribe to Dark Files Unsealed. And please, a serious note to end on. If you or someone you know is struggling or feeling hopeless, please know that you are not alone and help is available. Reaching out is a sign of strength. You can connect with people who can support you by calling or texting 988 in the US and Canada, or by calling 111 in the UK. There are people who want to help 24/7. Your life is precious.